Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Crocker, and I am the U.S. Ambassador to Afghanistan. On behalf of President Obama, Secretary Clinton, and my colleagues here at the United States Mission in Afghanistan, I want to thank all of you for your contribution to the International Visitor Leadership Program. I especially want to thank Laura Dupuy for setting up this very important regional meeting. As you know, Laura is also the Executive Director of the Utah Council on Citizen Diplomacy and was recently part of a World Affairs Council leadership mission to Afghanistan. The International Visitor Leadership Program is one of the Department of State's premier professional exchange programs. As you know, the program is critical to building mutual understanding between the United States and other countries, exposing future leaders to the culture, values, and political system of our country. Your support of this program builds bridges between cultures, and when our visitors meet you, they encounter the best of America, a version of America that is real, convincing, and comprehensible. As an ambassador 6 times, I have seen the difference the program makes in some pretty difficult places, such as Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Pakistan. This program is particularly critical for Afghanistan, a nation that has suffered from isolation for so many years, is vulnerable not only to misconceptions about the United States and its people, but also to Taliban propaganda that paint us as an intolerant nation. One of our recent IVLP returnees, talking about his experience in the United States, quoted a traditional Afghan Pashto proverb that is rather similar to a traditional American proverb: seeing is better than hearing. He was impressed with the home hospitality he received from a Jewish family, never having believed that a Muslim and a Jew could break bread together and uncover common values. Their encounters with Americans like you changed their perceptions forever, with ripple effects across Afghan society. Over 500 Afghans have gone to the U.S. and met with professional counterparts such as yourselves. Those Afghans now number among the country's ministers and deputy ministers, governors of provinces and districts, members of parliament, prominent civil society activists, and leaders of non-governmental organizations, religious and tribal leaders, human rights activists, university chancellors, faculty and researchers, influential journalists, and other leaders who are helping to create a more accurate perspective on America back here, while also using their experience in the U.S. to build a better Afghanistan. Our IVLP alumni, many of whom are women, are doing some very impressive work. There is Barry Salam, a media figure and an IVLP All-Star alumnus who represented Afghan civil society in the December Bonn Ministerial Conference on Afghanistan. Shahla Sheikh, manager of a radio station and head of the Women's Business Association in Nangarhar Province on the border with Pakistan, is publicizing and demanding assistance for a 14-year-old victim of domestic violence. Shakila Abraham Khil, a journalist for one of Afghanistan's largest television stations, is also one of the strongest voices against government corruption. Mohammad Ayub Salangi, the Kabul chief of police, raised his voice against gender-based violence for a recent nationwide campaign. And most recently, Miriam Durrani, member of the Provincial Council in the former Taliban capital of Kandahar Province, was presented with the Secretary of State's 2012 International Women of Courage Award. Laura and other members of the World Affairs Council delegation had the chance to meet Miriam when they were out here. Additionally, IVLP alumni have written books, published articles, and narrated television documentaries about their experience in the United States, sharing their professional insights, but also telling the true story of a nation that embraces the diversity of its inhabitants. Just by interacting with these present and future leaders, you contribute to a more peaceful, stable Afghanistan that is no longer isolated from the outside world. You are all diplomats for your country, and as a U.S. Ambassador to Afghanistan, I want to thank you personally for all that you do to inspire, teach, and connect with the Afghan people. Thank you for a successful conference, and thank you for your continuing efforts to bring Americans, Afghans, and people around the world closer together.